Hi everybody, welcome to Rena Reads Tarot. My name is Sharena, and today what we're going to talk about is what is on your mind. Today we're just going to get a general message for you, and we're just going to see how we can best navigate the energies of March of 2024. So we're just going to get right into it. What is the message that we have for the collective for the entire month of March of 2024, or for whenever they watch this, because this is still a timeless reading? Okay. What is the overall message for everyone? Okay. It says your experiences don't mirror your expectations, so defeatism has set in. Be more flexible in your approach. Okay. What number is this? This is 32. So especially if you're in like your early 30s, approaching your 30s, or if you feel like you are of a mature age, even if you're like 21, you know, but you still like, feel mature in some way, there is an expectation that you feel like you should have been reached by now. There is an accomplishment that you should have been achieved, but you haven't. And now you're holding yourself, you're either holding a grudge against yourself, you are trying to hold yourself accountable for something that I feel like you shouldn't hold yourself accountable for. I just feel like you're beating yourself into inferiority, like you're making yourself feel less than. And I feel like you don't have to punish yourself that way. I feel like what you need to hear is life happens. We make our choices. They come with lessons, and it is up to us if we learn them and decide to act accordingly or to repeat those lessons. Okay, so I feel like what you want to do right now is not create another lesson for yourself. Just focus on the ones that you have already went through, and just get the wisdom from it and move accordingly, move forward. Okay, so that you can actually reach those expectations that you want, if you still want them. Okay, because some of you may realize that the expectations that you had weren't yours to begin with. You just adopted them when maybe you should have just left them alone. Okay. I don't know why, but I just heard the same message applies to those who recently got a pet, like who recently adopted a pet, but now they're not happy with it. Or for some of you, especially if you're thinking of gifting someone, like let's say you have children. Let's just go with this example. Let's say you have children and they want a puppy or they want a cat. So, you go to the adoption center, you go get them whatever they want, and maybe like a week later, they don't want to take care of it, they're tired of it, they find the pet annoying. Or let's say you give somebody a gift and, they're happy with it, but now they're tired of the gift, or the gift doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. It's just like, I feel like you want to be very careful of these expectations that you're trying to reach that maybe are not meant for you to reach in the first place. So make sure that whatever expectations that you have, that they're actually your own. Okay. So we're just going to get right into it and get some tarot cards to see exactly what's coming out for you. Let's see. What? Ooh. We got the 10 of Cups, but it is in the reverse. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the World. Okay. So I'm not really liking this 10 of Cups in reverse, because this definitely clarifies your first card with you not experiencing your expectations and you feeling very defeated by that. You feeling like, I feel like there are some things that you thought that you were in control of that you quickly realized that you were not. And some things that you just have to kind of follow suit with, even if you don't want to or don't like to. Okay. But yeah, that 10 of Cups to me is highlighting this feeling of being inferior to your situation or to your outcome. Some of you are in marriages that you don't like, or relationships that you are not happy with anymore. It doesn't give you the fulfillment that it once gave you. Some of you live in a home or in a neighborhood where it's not the same anymore. It doesn't provide you that same comforting feeling. It doesn't give you that homey, welcoming feeling, that says I can finally relax. Some of you are in neighborhoods where you feel very tense, very on the edge, or you live in a household, or you're in a family dynamic where it's very tense and you feel like you're walking on eggshells all the time, or you feel like you can't relax and be yourself or be vulnerable because maybe that'll make you put you at risk of being in harm's way or being targeted in some way. Excuse me. But yeah, some of you are not content at all with your situation, and there's a feeling of like, I can't do anything about it. I've done all what I can do. What else is there to do, right? Some of you are facing some sort of separation or some sort of like detachment. Even if you're like still in the same room or same environment, you're not really interacting or connecting. There's no real bond being formed or being maintained anymore. So it's just pretty much like somebody is giving me, what is that? Is it purgatory or limbo? Somebody just feel like they're in this voided space to where they're just floating in a sea of discontentment and unfulfillment and mediocrity. It's not a very tasteful energy to be in. Okay. Somebody here is also suffering through scarce finances or things being on a tight budget, things having to be cut out for one other thing, having to choose which is more important, clothes or food, the lights or the water, stuff like that. And that can also cause like dysfunction within a dynamic, with whether it be a relationship or a family. Okay. It's a lot going on. Okay, it's a lot that you're not really completely satisfied with. And now we have this world card. So what this is saying is that your situation needs to evolve in some way. There is some development that needs to take place because, again, you're not happy here with this Ten of Cups being in the reverse. Okay, you're not happy here. And you feel like you can have better. You can experience better, which we already saw with this first card. You have certain expectations. It's not to say that whatever it is that you expected, you can't have it if you don't have it by now. It's not to say that you can't. That's not that. You can still have what it is that you expect. However, there are some changes that you need to be open to making. And the reason I phrase it like that is because these are changes that you're not going to necessarily be okay with. These are not changes that you're going to, like, these are changes that you're going to feel afraid to make, because even though you may not be completely happy with what you have, you don't want to be without anything. So you feel like you have to hold on to whatever it is you have, even if you're completely unhappy with it. And with the world card, that comes with a little bit of sacrifice, saying, well, if you want what it is that you expect, what is it that you're willing to change, or what is it that you're willing to let go of? Because the world talks about major transformation, but transformation that had a purpose. Okay, it was a reason why you went through this struggle. It was the reason why this relationship didn't work out the way you wanted, or this job didn't work out the way you wanted, or this neighborhood was not your last final resting ground. It was a reason that you were uncomfortable, and it made you act in certain ways. It made you go through certain shifts in character, and now it led you to a better environment, or it led you to a better state of being. Right? So these are changes that you're going to have to be open to making. Okay? It's going to be uncomfortable. You might not like it, but you're going to like where you end up. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of harsh truths that you're about to realize throughout the month about your situation, person, place, or thing that you're dealing with. For some of you, what you're not expecting is for how grateful and how appreciative you're going to feel after the changes have been made, after the the conflicts, the drama, or the separations have occurred, you're going to like the aftermath, or you're going to be grateful for the aftermath of what happens next, because it's going to push you in the starting grounds for you to be in a better space, whether that's physically, internally, whatever the case may be. And you're also going to feel more connected to the self too. You're going to feel like things are just going to make more sense and flow together well. So I'm going to go ahead and get some oracles to see exactly what is it that you can expect. I'm going to use this one. What else can the collective expect throughout the month that they will reflect on? Okay, let's see. All right, yeah, you're going to like it a lot better. We have lives in paradise, vacation, great weather. Some of you are going to go on a trip real soon. Some of you, if you are going on a trip, it's going to be a faraway trip. Like, either it could be overseas, or let's say you in California, you're going all the way to, New York City. You going from coast to coast or something like that. It's going to be a very distant trip. But it's going to be a trip that is going to be very needed. You're going to have fun. Okay? Or this is just indicating like the state of being, like of your lifestyle. You feel like you're always living in paradise, to where everywhere you go is great weather, great energy, great spaces to be in. Right? This is what it is that you were expecting. Okay? However, this is the other card that came out. Fragile yet dangerous. I'm far too sensitive. Okay? This is not a person who is living in paradise. This is not a person who is feeling relaxed. He's very much tense, very much on edge, very much like dangerous, and can flip his lid at any moment's notice. Hopefully it's not that, literal in the picture, but illustrative, yes. Very much this close to saying, forget everything, I'm gonna lose it, right? This is that feeling of defeatism. This is what needs to be acknowledged. And this is what it needs to be acknowledged, so changes can be made, so that you no longer feel so fragile, so dangerous, or so inferior. Okay? So what are some virtues that would be good for the collective to embrace? What is this? Okay. Some of you need to practice better discipline. Okay? This is purely energy of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, I could be talking to you, but this is for the entire collective. So please don't pay too much particular attention to that. But it says discipline. Practice is the best of all instructors. It is routine which facilitates development of abilities and cultivation through effort. Didn't I say something needed to be developed? This situation, or you and yourself, or the way that you are approaching it, or I'm also saying your perception of yourself in this situation needs to be developed. Okay? So again, it's the routine which facilitates development of abilities, cultivation through effort. So for some of you, you need to just simply do things differently. You cannot keep going in the same manner in which you have been going. This dynamic that you have with your relationship, or with your job, or with your relatives, or with anybody who is nearest to you, maybe even a roommate, whatever way you have been going about, this dynamic has to change. Okay, and it's going to take effort. It is not going to be easy. Okay, excuse me. But if you want things to feel better and be more of a conducive environment for you to thrive in, and for you to cohabitate, be in the same space together, you're going to have to make these changes and be willing to also to work together. I'm also seeing some 2 or more people who refuse to work together, or every time that they try to team up together, there's always like this conflict of interest of, I think we should do it this way. No, we should do it this way. Your way is wrong. It's like that needs to stop. Come together. And then another virtue that you have is reassurance. Okay? And this is a mixture of Cancer and Scorpio energy. I'm also seeing Pisces, Leo, and Aquarius, and Taurus. So all the signs that I see, in case anybody is worried about it: Sagittarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius. Okay, so these messages could especially resonate for you or for those placements that you have in your natal chart. But reassurance, it says encouragement is like water to the soul. It is the removal of another's doubts and fears, and it is the affirmation of your potential. Some of you need more reassurance. For those of you who have not lived the expectations that you feel like you should have already, it is because you need to work on your discipline. That is the reassurance that you need to see the light of day of your expectations. It's not to say that whatever it is you expect for yourself or that you want for yourself, you can have it, but it's going to take some better effort on your part to see it through, rather than expecting things to just fall together in place on its own. There's still some element of effort and input that is required on your part. So your reassurance is, yes, you can have that expectation. You can see the light of day of that if you're willing to be more disciplined. Okay. And then for others of you, if this is about like a relationship dynamic or marriage or like any type of like relationship with another person who you frequently interact with on a day-to-day basis, this person I am seeing is getting on your nerves, like, ooh. And if they are getting you to this point to where you feel so fragile and when I say fragile, meaning any little thing that they say or do can make you just snap, and it make you reactive and not responsive. Because when you are responsive, you contemplate a little bit about what it is that you want to say or do. Versus reactive, it's just purely off instinct, and sometimes that instinct can get a little bit out of control. So with this person, if you feel like you cannot be in the same space for them for too long, maybe some affairs need to be put in order to where you guys create more distance. Okay, because I'm seeing someone here just not being able to tolerate another person's set of rules or set of expectations that don't suit the other person well. I feel like somebody here feels as if they need to be molded into this type of person that they are not comfortable with, and therefore they feel like they cannot cohabitate with some other person who wants them to be in this certain way. No. If it don't work, it don't work. Okay. So, any other final messages? Any other final messages? And then I may get a love message, and then I'm gonna also get a money message for the month of March. Any other final messages for this? Thank you. Okay, we got Aries energy coming out. It says, show them the way, demonstrate. For some, I feel like that's saying be the role model in the situation. Be willing to teach someone a better way, or be willing to teach someone how to like further develop something. Yeah, this is about development. And then for others of you, this is like show them better than you can tell them. Don't just say that, oh, I can do it or I will do it. Show them that you can do it and that you will do it or you have done it. Some of you also need to show, like prove your work. You're going to have to show your work. And then at the bottom, we have more Scorpio energy. Some impulses are just biological. But like I said, sometimes those impulses can get a little bit overwhelming and they can consume us. So you want to make sure that you keep yourself grounded, calm. Don't let yourself get too reactive. Don't let somebody have that much power over you. Okay? All right. So what messages do we have for the collective in love? Let's see. What messages do we have for collective in love? It doesn't matter if you're single or in a relationship. The messages do we have for the collective in love for the month of March of 2024, or from whenever they are watching this? Okay, we have there's hope. It says guided. When you show up, it's synchronistic. This tells me that I'm on the right path. And I actually like that because you do have the world card, and that does talks about, you know, synchronistic events happening in your life once you go through certain developments and you start to hold yourself up to a higher standard, and you actually follow that higher standard. So once you start to do better for yourself, things are going to start to align a little bit better. So I feel like if you truly want a situation to work with another person, if you put in that effort, things will get better. Okay, and then also if you are single, I feel like you're gonna meet somebody right when, like, right before you begin to either break down or give up because you are confused about something. I feel like somebody's going to come in right in divine timing to give you some sort of confirmation that you're on the right path, or that whatever you were confused about, you don't need to be confused anymore, or whatever it was that you were upset about. This person's going to come in as like positive encouragement and reassurance. And I feel like these people, whoever you meet or whoever it is that you're trying to work on your issues with, you're going to start to like each other's company better. And you're going to start to spend more time with each other. I feel like there's hope in this situation, and if you want to live back in paradise and be in good weather, good energy with this person, if you really want it, it will be there. But let's say you do put in the effort, but things are still not clicking, things are still not coming together. That's when you need to practice this discipline with yourself and be like, okay, I see the situation for what it is, and I need to move accordingly. Okay, because I also see at the bottom of the deck, turn off. Okay, and it says, you are not my priority. Get over yourself. Desperation is not attractive. Don't be desperate for the situation. If you see that you're trying and that this person is not trying like you, it's not equally reciprocal, move on. Cut the ties. And that goes for roommates as well, or whoever it is that you live with or interact with. If you feel like the more and more times that you try to like communicate with this person and things go nowhere, let it be. Okay, so that was messages in love. What about messages when it comes to your money and career, or just your overall finances? Because I did see earlier with that 10 of Cups being in the reverse that some of you are experiencing as far as finances or things being on a tight budget. Okay, or some of you are in jobs that you're not completely satisfied with. Okay, yeah. I said this. I straight up said this. Sacrifices need to be made. So I heard spending habits in my head. Some of you need to work on your spending habits. Some of you need to, I heard, cut out some subscriptions. Some of the things that you were paying for that are not of necessity, put a pause on those. Come back to when you can really afford it, or when you really need it. If you don't need it, don't spend money on it. And then for others of you, some of you are willing to completely transform what it is that you do for work. You're willing to leave your 9 to 5 for something more creative, or maybe you're deciding to leave something that was creative for something that is more secure. Like, I feel like you're trying to do a complete 180. So whatever it is you want to do but you're not happy with, you're willing to let that go for something that you will be happy with. And it will come across as a sacrifice, because maybe it'll cause you to be put in a tight budget for time being, but it'll have better results later on that you'll be more satisfied with. Okay, yeah, so at the bottom, the card is damaged, but it says think rich and wealthy. That's the mindset that I see you all carrying moving forward. However, right now, with it being a little damaged and you don't really see how it's going to work out moving forward, it's kind of, coming across to you as a burden to make the sacrifice. But I feel like in your heart of hearts and your deeper faith, you know that this is something that is worth it. So if you feel like that, this is your reassurance. You're just going to have to practice some discipline to get it done. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off there, collective. I hope that gave you the messages that you were looking for, some other bits of clarity that you were seeking. And if you would like to receive more, feel free to book a personal reading with me. All of the information is down below in the description box. I do have other content on the website and throughout the channel, so feel free to check the channel for other signs, messages that can apply to either your sun, moon, or rising, or whatever other placement that you have in your natal chart, or for time periods that you feel like you're resonating with. And make sure that you check out the blog for the extended parts to all of those readings. All of the readings that I have on YouTube for the signs will have a part 2 for free on my website. So check all of that out if you are interested, if any of those messages from the title resonate with you. And I also offer other content on my Patreon as well. You know, some things that you'll see on a weekly basis. We talk about gratitude, negative influences to watch out for, and then also other messages of reassurance and affirmation. So feel free to check that out if you're interested. Check out the content that I do on my TikTok at Rena Reads, where I do a lot of other cool stuff on there. And I will talk to you soon. So until next time, bye.